Hey everyone, welcome to Nicole's Needlework. My name is Nicole and this is a podcast about stitching and knitting. If you're here for the first time, thank you so much for checking me out, and if you're returning, thanks so much for coming back. I really appreciate it. And I appreciate all your kind comments and your questions and your likes. They mean so much to me. Today is June 22nd. It is Thursday and it's right around 5:30 p.m. This is episode 32. Show notes can be found on my blog, nicolesneedlework.com, and I can also be found on Instagram, Ravelry, Flickr, and Facebook now at Nicole's Needlework. I have just gone off work and thought I'd do a quick update. Speaking of work, I promised my coworkers I'd give them a shout out. So hey guys, thanks for watching, although I'm not sure why you want to watch this after having to work with me all day, but anyway. So I do have not a lot to share, but a few things to share. I do have one finish, and that is Plum Street Sampler's American Sampler, and this is on 40 count vintage metal rue using the called for cotton threads, and that's 1/2. My only change was, instead of Classic Colorworks Calico Kitty, I used Gentle Arts Ruby Slipper, and instead of Classic Colorworks Cayenne, I used Mulberry. So happy with this. I really, after Stitch Mania, this was one of my Stitch Mania projects, and it really inspired me to get back to it. So I just worked on it after that and kept going. So it took me about a month to really get it finished, because I had up to the grass done, and then it took me about a month to get the rest of the stitching done. So happy this is done. After I finished that, I finished that on Saturday, and then Sunday I went to Myrtle Beach with Matthew, or I took Matthew to Myrtle Beach to play Pokemon. So while he was playing, I was stitching and I decided to work on his eyes on the sparrow, and I didn't get a lot done. I haven't switched my fabric yet. This is still the 36 count doubloon by Picture This Plus. So all I worked on was this flower here. And I'm using all the called for cotton threads. And I'm stitching it on 36 count 1/2. So I also worked on, I keep wanting to call this, because I'm working on Martha Pudsey. I keep wanting to call Smith Sampler Martha. I don't know why. So I worked on Smith Sampler by Scarlet House. Here's my little progress. I got the bottom section finished. And I'm using all the called for silk threads. 1/2. And I've been having a little fuzziness, so I've been using just a little thread heaven on them to kind of smooth them out a little. Seems to help it. So here is the picture of Smith Sampler. So that one's been a lot of fun. I'm kind of motivated to just work on this until it's done. Let's see, I was waiting on an order from Stitch and Frame Shop. I ordered Plum Street samplers, in the picture, Salem Sisters 3, and that finally came yesterday. So I asked if they had the called for linen in 40 count. They didn't. It's on the website, but they'd have to order it. So I think things can sometimes take a while to come from Lakeside Linens, so I said no. I said send me ale. Even though I knew it might be a little too dark, I wanted to see how it would possibly look, and I wanted some ale for another project anyway. So here are the threads, and they're just kind of neutrals. And this is the ale. And they don't look too bad, but I don't think the ale is right. So while I was looking on Etsy, I came across a picture of shale. And shale looked kind of a grayish brown, and I thought that looked kind of pretty. And I think Emily of Eclectic Possessions is using shale for something. But so I thought I'd order a piece, and when it came, it's definitely purple, not gray or brown. So not something, no. Nope. Definitely not something I would use for that. This might be going on Stash and Load because it's just not my colors. Yeah, it's definitely more of a purpley pink, not a grayish brown. So then I was thinking maybe wren. I have a piece of wren, which I think would be pretty. And then I also have a piece of 40 count maple sugar, vintage maple sugar by Lakeside. And I really like that. So I decided to start it. See, I'm right in the middle of a stitch. So here's my little start. Of course, I always start at the bottom right corner. And I started in this corner. I could have gave myself some more room. I could have pushed it over a little bit, but oh well. I'm not ripping it out now. So that's all I have done so far. And I'm stitching this as part of the Salem Not Forgotten stitch along on Facebook and Instagram. And I've also been listening to The Witchfinder's Sister.
Of Thomas Hart.
It's gonna play. So it's The Witchfinder's Sister by Beth Underdown, and so far it's pretty good. It's about witch trials in Manningtree, England. And it's fiction, of course. It's a novel based on the witch trials there. So it's really interesting. So it's kind of fun to stitch on this. And so let's see. So I started that yesterday. And oh, I did work on a little bit of knitting. I still have my socks. Of course, it's all tangled up. So not much more progress than I've shown before, but it's been fun to work on them again. And this is, I think the yarn is called Fido, and this is Calypso colorway. And I'm just doing them toe up on 2.25 millimeter circulars, 32-inch cable. So I've forgotten how relaxing knitting can be when you need something just mindless to work on. So it seems like there was something else I was going to talk about. I had to take the cats to the vet. They were not happy. Ginger, I don't know if it was the shots that affected her, but she wouldn't lay by me at night. She slept in a basket. So, but then the next night she was fine. She was back to normal. So, I think that's it. I don't really have anything else. There's a couple things I really want to get back to. I really want to get back to this Swan Garden. Man, I haven't seen it in a while. I can't remember where I left off. Oh yeah, so I'm just working on the bottom there. So you definitely want to get back to that. And this is on the 36 count shadow using needlepoint ink silks. There's a ton of them, which it was so amazing that I actually had them all except one. So I think this is Kathy Barrick. The reason I probably had them all was from the Village of Hawthorne Hollow. I think she likes to use a lot of the same colors, which makes it nice. And then of course Martha, the real Martha. I really want to get back to that. So, and that's on the 40 count vintage meadow rue, like the Smith sampler. Here's another instance where I could have moved over my pattern a little bit. It's kind of on the edge there. And this one I really messed up because I forgot, I didn't account for these leaves sticking out. But oh well. I think 1.5 inches is more than plenty for a framer to do framing with. At least that's what I've heard. So there's Martha again. So I really want to concentrate on Smith sampler and then get back to these others. And I think that's it. We are getting ready, let's see, in about a week and a half, we're gonna go to Michigan and visit my dad. Hey Dad. And my brother, so that'll be nice. They both live on lakes, so it's gonna be fun. Hopefully the weather is nice. Usually it's like 50s at night, 50s, 60s at night, 70s, 80s during the day. So it's just, usually it's perfect. And it's nice to get away from the heat of South Carolina. It's so hot here already. I got in the car today and it said 100. So it's gonna be a nice little getaway. Oh, I also did my interview with Fiber Talk, so that should be coming up. He said in a couple weeks, so if not this weekend, then the next weekend. So yeah, I was really nervous, but I think it turned out okay. We'll see. It's kind of like a job interview where you replay everything you said in your head and you're like, did I say that right? Should I have said that? Anyway. Ginger wanted in. She's still not, she's still a little skittish. She's still a little, I'm sure if I bring out those crates, she will not be happy. She'll be running. And they're going to be boarded at that same place during July when we go to Michigan. before I had the neighbor girl come over and feed them and clean their litter box, but I didn't want to have to do that to her because it's going to be we're going to be gone more than a few days. So the cats won't be happy with me, but at least I know they're taken care of and they're safe. I think that's the most important thing. So now I think that's definitely it. I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.